All right. Hey, everybody. We are starting chapter 3 of the multiply method for book club tonight and just jumped off an awesome team call with so many beautiful testimonies and stories of just everybody that's come to our team, not just our Flourish team, but our bigger Inspire team. And just such awesome impact that's happened and belief that's built through those stories. And I just thought it's so appropriate for what we're talking about today. And we say that all the time. Like it seems like the calls just like flow into each other, whether from team call to book club lately. It's been that way for, I don't know how many chapters of how many different books. But this chapter is pretty much, it's about follow up and closing. We've talked about, I'm not going to find my chapter back, but we talked in those first couple of chapters about her systems. About how to, where's my stuff? All right, review. I'm still going. There we go. Okay, prospecting, presenting, and closing. So we've already done prospecting, how to message people what to say, presenting, how to present our story, and that was last week, like writing your story, your why, what the business is all about, and who you're looking for. And then how to present that to people and to just keep doing that. And you can fine tune that and gets better and better. And now we're going to talk about closing. And what I loved about this is just, it's conversations, you guys. It's conversations. And we just got off this call that built so much belief again. And you may not, I think sometimes when we're new to this, um, and it's actually one of the like it's an objection that I think people say. I think this can fit into the objection of like, I need to try the products first because I want to have a story to tell people. Well, you have all of these other people. You have hundreds of other people, thousands, really, if you look at our huge the network we have here with Plexus and all of the testimonies we have access to. We have so many stories to share with people about products and business. It doesn't have to be waiting to share. And so that is an awesome way to talk to somebody that has that objection. So what I loved about this chapter was I just read through this. I'm like, this is what we do. Like I'm looking through this whole thing and I feel like it's so we already do all of this. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to read through the whole thing because it was a very short and concise and to the point chapter. Which maybe is really good that we're going to dive in and we're actually going to do some follow-ups tonight because this is a working book club. That's what we're doing. If you're new to this right now, we're reviewing the chapter and then we're going to work together and then we'll open it up for some chat and stuff. So just what she goes through is the steps, the selling system for both the products. She gives you very step by step, like recommendation, validation, creating urgency and get them enrolled. Don't wait. Now, obviously, we know that doesn't, and that's for products and business, right? And she is just straight and to the point and but we know that doesn't happen like that. So we know that there's objections that come. And I love that she gave us very specific answers. And if you guys did her book years ago with us, her first book, she talks about the feel felt found. And we actually have several posts in our team page about feel felt found. And it works. It works. I see a lot of people nodding their heads. And that's just talking to people because we've all felt the same way that these people are feeling. We just have to get in touch with that again. And so I just love how she breaks all of those objections down. I was reading through them and thinking, yep, 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 yep. We know all of those. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to follow up. And we are going to, because I know I was just looking through my messages and I've gotten several messages from people and I've peeked at them because I didn't have time to message back yet. And I'm going to reply and I cannot wait to handle the objections that are I know are waiting in some of those and some of the other replies that I know are there too. So what I want you to do is go to your lists. I want you to work on follow-ups for I don't know, what do you say, guys? 10 minutes, 5 minutes? How long? I think 10 minutes. I really feel like we need to spend the time doing this. Okay. If you've already done your follow-ups today and you've got more, I guarantee it. And if you don't have, if you don't have specific people to follow up with, then she has some other really great suggestions too about Well, and that's part of the follow-up. VIP, this VIP list suggestion. We've got different sales going on all the time. Christmas is coming. Black Friday's coming. Like there's stuff coming. So getting people on lists so that you know that you can recontact them, just getting them and keeping them in the conversation. So I'm going to mute myself. We're going to dig into our list and we're going to do some follow-up and see if we can handle some of those objections. Okay. Couple more minutes, everybody. Okay, everybody, we should probably wrap it up. I was like actually in the middle of a message. So I like, but then I looked at the time, went, oh wait, it's 9:07. We better keep things moving. I'll just leave that open on the next screen. So, all right. So for, I don't know, next 10 minutes or less or whatever, would love to hear how did that go? Did you get any immediate responses? Or any other thoughts about this chapter? The floor is open. I was too, Leah. It's like, love a good power hour or power 10-minute, however you want to look at that. Yay, Kaylin, working on a join? That's awesome.
I like the use of the if I would you that she uses to the objection of no time.
Mm.
Because I feel like that's such a common one. Even I feel like with presenting the products, like I don't have time. Well, it
Right?
takes me like how much time do you think you would need to take supplements each day? Because it takes me 10 seconds. So
Hmm.
but even in with the opportunity, if I can teach you a way to do this successfully in under an hour per day, would that be of interest to you? Like, I think that is so powerful because most people feel like, well, the average person is probably going to bring in $50 a month, right?
Hmm.
and they're doing parties, they're having to carry inventory. There's that preconceived notion for a lot of people, because I know I was with different MLMs that had those types of requirements, and so you just kind of lump them all into one. But if you can break it down and say, if I could teach you a way to do this in under an hour per day and still be successful, will that be of interest to you? Well, yeah. I mean, most people can make that work. So I think that one's really powerful.
Yeah, really good.
I did a team call on this one time too. And Shelly, I love what you said there. And I remember my team call was about objections. And I remember just opening that call with the mindset of you have to get your mindset right around objections. Like, did you notice how many times she said, I love it when they come back and say this. I love it. This was one of my favorite objections, or I love it. That's what you have to do. And I remember saying that in that team call too. You have to love an objection, you guys. You got to go in wanting it and loving it and having a great mindset around it, because you're gonna get it. You're gonna get one. You're gonna get one of these not every single time, but a lot. Okay, so if you just go in planning on it, have a mindset of, I know how to handle objection now because it's right here in the chapter. These are so good. You'll be okay. And I just think that, shoot, I just lost my train of thought. I don't remember. Anyway, it was, just you're gonna get objections. It's okay to get them. Have fun with it. Make it a game if that's easier. Like, ooh, here we go. She's gonna give this objection. I'm gonna come back and just, oh, I know what it was. Don't just say, okay, no problem. I remember saying that on the team call too, because I used to do that. No problem. And I did not handle the objection at all. I just was like, okay, no problem. Have a great day. And I learned to, quickly handle those objections and just come back with something like this. Ask questions and, be curious. And like Shelley said, if I would you, whatever. The other book that we read, totally drawing a blank, you guys, he did our team call, Jamie. He had so many good verbiage things for objections too, and I don't know. Anyway, he that was, do you remember?
Exactly what to say. Chris is holding.
Yes, that's it. That's a really good book too, and that helped a lot with my objections too. I have the whole board's note of verbiage to help. So anyway, yeah, just get your mindset right around those objections. They're good. We want them. Opening conversations, just start a conversation. That's perfect.
Along with that, with just what you said there, that's what like stuck out to me the biggest when I was reading this chapter is she gives verbiage, and after that it's why she's saying it. So she says, I'd love to hear what questions you have, and she says it gives her the opportunity to answer questions and handle objections. And then the next page she says, I'm curious what would make you a 10, when she wants them to do the scale. And she says it exposes any underlying objections. So she is seeking them out. And I think so often we can avoid them, like what Sal is talking about, we don't want to have them. We maybe don't even want to ask the questions because we don't want to hear the objection. So maybe maybe we just keep sending testimonies. Maybe we keep following up with a sale. Maybe we keep inviting to an event, but we don't ask questions that could expose something that could maybe seem negative, or maybe come to like what we think is a no, an objection, whatever it is, because that's maybe more scary or intimidating. So the whole posture behind this chapter is wanting to know what's holding them back, wanting to know what their objection is. And if we can come with every conversation wanting to dig in that way, then and only then can we help them move past that, right? And dig in like Sal was talking about. So I think being able to overcome that and have a posture of, the curiosity and wanting to dig in. That's her premise behind before she even gets to any of the objections, that's where it all starts, is wanting to expose them in the first place.
And Jamie, I think that just this whole chapter just showed me her confidence. And that's where I think you are able to do that. You have a confidence in what you're representing, who you're representing, and what you're trying to do, and the posture in which you're trying to do that from a servant's heart. So very good.
I'm glad you said that, Gina. I don't think I had confidence in handling objections right away, but I just decided to do it anyway and just wanted to kind of give like a, I don't know, like a zoom out perspective. When I first started my business, I grew quickly. And so I had a lot of warm market that was like I handled some objections, but it wasn't like as much because I had the trust, right? And then once I got more into my cold market, you kind of get to a point in your business where you're like, all right, what is a new skill that I need to learn to get to that next level? Like, what do I need to do? If you're still at one spot, there's something that you need to do to grow and get to that next level. And handling objections was one of those things. And we were reading the Get Over Your Darn Self book. And it reminded me, like, as I was reading this, it took me back. Like, I had that book on my desk. I was not confident in handling the objections, but I just followed what she said in that. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to just type it out how she said it and we'll figure it out. And it worked. And I started getting joins. And it's like I kind of felt like I hit that brick wall where I'm like, I'm in my cold market and I was not getting the joins. And that got me over the edge. So I think sometimes you just have to like practice those skills. And then as you are following through and doing those things, then the confidence comes. So even if you don't feel confident in doing it, just say what she's saying and practice it, and you will get better at that skill and you'll get to the next level. So just wanted to encourage you with that.
So many good thoughts, ladies, and tips. It really comes down to like your mindset around it, doesn't it? Just like wanting to want. And I feel the same way about people that object to like the products or like are shaky with their belief about the products and want to quit. Like I get so excited when I hear people when people come at me with a no, I'm like, "Oh, why not? Like let's talk about this." And that's just really what it needs to be. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to what they don't understand. And so we already have the belief, they don't have it yet. So we get to show them and tell them. And it's really it's fun. And it's all part of like keeping the conversation going too. So you just have to want to keep talking to them.
One thing that, sorry, I'm in the dark. I'm driving to go pick up my daughter from ballet and I'm in the car. So if you hear little kids, sorry. One thing that I don't have my book in front of me, so I don't remember what page it's on, but where she talks about it's not a personal rejection. It's just their personal preference. And one thing I've been kind of noticing lately, because I've been kind of hitting some weird insecurities in myself with reach outs and different things. And I'm realizing that a lot of the fear and whatnot, when I like think about reaching out to somebody and I think about, I'm always thinking of like a specific person and how they respond. And I'm realizing that I don't know that my insecurity is necessarily with like people as a whole, but all of a sudden I'm realizing like, wow, that one person I have this weird insecurity with. And I don't know if you guys relate to this at all or not, but I don't know, if you really think about it, when you're thinking about saying something and you're afraid of what people are going to say, like, are you thinking of just like one or two people? Because it could just be that you have an insecurity with one specific person and Satan's going to use that fear to like infiltrate into the rest of everybody else. You know, like you think this person thinks this about you. So clearly everybody thinks this about you. So they're going to think you're ridiculous for you. I don't know. Like it's something that kind of got my brain going a little bit. I'm like, gosh, like, am I feeling personally rejected by that one person? And therefore I'm like putting that on everybody else. And now my insecurity is spreading to everything else. So I don't know. I'm going to go home and do some praying and some personal healing through that and trying to figure out what that is. Because Lord knows I don't want that one person in my thoughts to be holding me back from doing what I need to do. So anyways, that just kind of resonated with me tonight.
Thank you for sharing that, Nat. You're so right. Because what fear is not of the Lord. So we know who does that. And I think we definitely put conversations. I sometimes like to say recovering people pleaser, but I can definitely revert back to that. And then that's when I let other people's opinions and create these stories that it's not there. We get sucked into that, and then it can hurt your confidence for sure. Yeah. Um, so yeah, good thoughts in the comments too there, ladies. But yep, it's not of the Lord, and it's definitely saying, because you guys, we all know that what we have here is an opportunity to bless the masses, including and our families. And we know that we have the best tool ever in products and business and an amazing company. And of course, that's going to want to be squashed, right? So any opportunity that Satan can come in and hurt your mindset, it's going to happen. So you have to really fight back for that. So in prayer, who Lord do you need me to reach out to today? That should always be the start of our IPA, or just every single day. And he will lead you to those right people. And there's always going to be the ones that say no and, are rude or whatever, but that's on them. That's not you. You have something pure and amazing. And if you are doing it with a pure heart, that's all that matters, right? Any other thoughts? Okay. Well, it's 9:21, and I think it's a good time to wrap it up unless anybody has any last calls. But all right. Thanks, friends. Appreciate you jumping on and hanging with us a little bit later tonight. Great night. Great calls. Have a wonderful evening. See ya.